Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles Sabansi, and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show. We cover everything from sport, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things. And I will see them. And today we got a pretty interesting show, but before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to hit all notifications to be notified the second that we publish our content. So, as you guys know, one of the reoccurring stories right now in the NBA is the Lakers' search for a new head coach after firing Darvin Ham after two seasons, right? The NBA has been on, like, these teams have just been on a coach firing frenzy. You just saw what they did with the Phoenix with the Phoenix Suns coach Frank Vogel. They fired him, and then they gave Mike Budenholzer, I believe, a $50 million 5-year deal. I don't really know how this thing works, to be honest with you. But nevertheless, there's been a lot of discussion around the Lakers and who they're going to hire as their next head coach. And over the last 2 weeks or so, one of the names that has really started to come to the forefront is JJ Redick. Now, as you guys know, JJ Redick is a former player. He's a contributor on ESPN, but also he has on podcasts, but also he has a show with LeBron James called Mind the Game. And on this show, essentially, they talk about basketball. They go over the X's and O's. They draw plays. They analyze plays. They get into the history of the game. But it's strictly a basketball show, right? So when JJ Redick's name came up, a lot of people were like, could JJ Redick possibly be the head coach and all of that? Now, there's something that we want to get into today in terms of an audio by former NBA player Channing Frye. And he hit it right on the head, because I was thinking the exact same thing, and I have been thinking the exact same thing. Like, who in God's name, who in the Lord's name would actually want to be the Lakers' next head coach? I truly don't understand it. So that's really what we want to focus on today, because that's what he was essentially talking about. But before we even get into his comments, this video is brought to you by sponsor Game Time, who's also the official sponsor of today's show. Game Time Tickets is an authorized ticket marketplace of the NBA, which makes getting playoff tickets faster and easier than ever. For example, I am super excited about the games between the Denver Nuggets and the Minnesota Timberwolves this week. With Game Time Tickets, I can easily pick the best tickets for me. I love that I can choose between different deals. I have the option to select the cheaper deal, the best option deal, or my favorite, the flash deal. The flash deal gives me the option to find discounts that I can only find on Game Time. Once I select the ticket I want, I can view my seat. And it's not just restricted to the NBA. I can also look for the best ticket deals for other sports like football, baseball, or concerts, or comedy or theater shows. Included in my purchase, I also have a 24-hour return guarantee, a lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection. So take the guesswork out of buying NBA tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. Again, create an account and redeem code CLNS for $20 off. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So what we want to do is want to get into his comments now and then really come back and unpack this topic. Take a listen to what he had to say here.
Talking about raising their game, that's what JJ Redick is trying to do.
Yeah.
He's trying to coach. And now apparently considered the favorite for the Lakers. The decision could be delayed until after the finals. How do you feel like JJ Redick would fit in with LeBron, that Lakers team, LA in general?
To be honest, I think it's a death sentence. I think he's jumping on a grenade.
Candidly speaking.
I mean, I think JJ is a coach.
Yeah.
I know for a fact JJ Redick is a coach. But taking that job, I just don't know. That's a lot. You're jumping in and not only coaching in the NBA when you haven't ever done that before, but you're also coaching Anthony Davis, D'Angelo Russell, LeBron James. And how do you know time and score situations? Like, this is not a job. It's no offense to Detroit or Charlotte or San Antonio or OKC. This is not a let's learn your way through. They were crushing Darvin Ham for not having the right substitution patterns.
Yeah.
So for me, I wouldn't take that job. I would let, obviously Sam Cassell has been around the league a long time. I think he's great. I played for James Borrego. I think he's also great for that job.
Coach K, maybe?
I don't think Coach K's he's more of a college coach. Just stay retired, Coach K. You don't want these NBA problems. But, like, to me, you need to bring in somebody who's going to command that locker room and who's going to say, Bron, I understand what you want to do, but this is my vision for the roster that we have. And also, the roster has issues. So you could be Phil Jackson.
Yeah.
And you're still going to have to deal with those things. So as a first-year coach, I wouldn't recommend that job for anybody.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how all of these coaching differences. Candidates. Thank you. I was looking for a
Big
word.
words. You went to Michigan. I went to Arizona.
Go blue, baby. Go blue. You know what I mean?
So you heard what Channing Frye had to say. Listen, I think what he said is something that I myself and a lot of people have thought about. Who in their right mind wants to be the head coach of the Los Angeles? Okay, I'm trying to picture it. If I have aspirations of becoming a head coach, why would I want to be the Lakers' next head coach? Well, what are the possibilities? In the case if I'm a JJ Redick, I don't really have any extensive coaching experience, so this could be an opportunity for me to get my feet wet and to have an NBA team on my resume that I coached a particular NBA team. So you have that. You also have the monetary aspect of it, which we must not overlook. I want to make some money, so hey, they're going to offer me X amount of dollars. Let me go out there and get this money. There's also that. So there's that option. There's also the option of, hey, I want to work for the Lakers. You know, maybe that's something that's a dream of a particular person. So those are the pros. What are the cons? I'm going to be coaching a team that is in constant turmoil. I'm going to be coaching a team that has the most media scrutiny of any NBA team in the league, and probably one of the most scrutinized teams in all of sports. You have that issue that comes with it. You have an organization that has a propensity or proclivity to constantly blame their coach for every single thing that happens. Then you have a compilation of players that also are known to finger point and not take accountability for any of their shortcomings as players. You have that. You have an organization that most likely will not want to pay me properly, who has a history of doing that. You have that as well. And ultimately, you have a situation in which I'm going to be coaching a core unit that most likely will not be together over the next probably 2 seasons. And I'm looking at all of those situations and I'm weighing the pros and the cons, and I'm saying to myself, why would I do that? Why would I do that? It is something that I myself don't understand. Now, the Lakers got away with firing Frank Vogel. People got pissed off. The Darvin Ham one, people got really pissed off, but I think that Darvin Ham will probably land on his feet and find another coaching gig somewhere else down the line in the NBA. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. In the case of a JJ Redick, for example, yes, he does have the relationship with LeBron James, and these guys it can be probably a collaborative process with the two of these guys. But nevertheless, he's still going to be the head coach. Nevertheless, he's still going to be he's going to still be the one that needs to make the harsh decisions. And based off of what I've seen from JJ Redick, just on his overall coverage of NBA players, he seems to be a players first guy, meaning always defending players. And it may be something that works in a locker room, being able to relate to them and come, and relate to them from a standpoint of being a former NBA player. But there's a double-edged sword to that, because when it comes time to get on these guys, you got to be willing to do that. And that's something that JJ Redick has been reluctant to do over his media career. He seldom calls out NBA players. You need to go look no further than his conversation that he had with Ben Simmons, where he was just basically, handing him softballs. But to his credit, over the last few years, he has improved that aspect and actually calling out guys like when LeBron was complaining about free throws. He's like, really, this guy? Now, he did it in a very subtle way, playful way, but he still did it nevertheless. In the beginning, I don't think he would have done anything like that. But in terms of if that's what the Lakers want to do, then they should go for it. Now, I've also heard that they're looking to draft, according to rumors, I could be wrong, that they're looking to draft a Bronny James, who had a good showing, I think, at the Combine. He had a good showing. I don't want to talk about Bronny James because that's someone's son. That's someone's kid, and I don't do that. So as a matter of fact, scratch that off. I'm not going to say anything about him. I have no thoughts about him. Let him just live his life and live his career, have his career. I heard him speak for the first time to the press after the Combine, and I actually posted his comments on my Instagram story. If you guys are not following me on IG, my handle is CTABANZ, and I was extremely impressed at the way he spoke, his maturity, his perspective on what was happening. I was very, very, very impressed with him there, and I shared it on my story. So these are my thoughts on the issue. What I want to know from you guys: what do you think about the news? What do you think about what was said in this show? Whatever you guys think, leave your thoughts in the comments, and we catch you guys on the next show. Peace.